Hey guys, Metal Viking 82 here, back with a new Viking Orations. Got another review for you today, the first of a double dose of Indiana metal that I'm going to be talking to you about today, and that is the debut full-length album from the band Blasted Heath, entitled Vela. Out now on Wise Blood Records. And if you're not familiar with Blasted Heath, they are a black and thrash metal band out of Indianapolis, Indiana. Been around since 2020, featuring Billy DeRocker on guitars, Kyle Shoemaker on the guitars and vocals, Joe Clark on bass, and finally Conrad Cotterman on the drums. As I said, this is their debut full-length album. It is 7 tracks, just a little over 30 and a half minutes in length. And this is one of those bands that, until this release was announced, had pretty much flew under my radar. So being that they're a local band, and when I say local band, I don't live in Indianapolis. They're just north of where I live, but if they're from my state, I consider them local. So that's what I mean when I say local. But yeah, anyway, I was very interested in seeing what they had to offer, as honestly the Indiana scene, especially as of late, has been kicking out some great bands and some great releases. And honestly, you can add this album to that list. It starts with a building intro with some feedback and these kind of sci-fi noises before finally kicking things into gear about 50 seconds into the first song. The guitars on here have that kind of raw, organic feel to them, in that they're not overly polished or anything. They do use feedback as kind of like intros and outros, and just like in various spots during a lot of their songs. And you'll also get some really killer riffs and guitar solos throughout this entire album. Some of the riffs actually have these kind of like effects and noises done to them, giving off a kind of unsettling and creepy vibe at times. I love the bass on here, as it's nice and thick tone with a slight twang to it, and even a kind of a slight techie feel at times. I think it's very easily heard throughout the album, laying down that solid backbone to all the songs on here. Solid drum production with some really interesting patterns, rolls, and fills, and some really great blast beats as well. Now, vocally, Kyle uses a kind of a blackened shout with some kind of, I want to say, kind of cavernous reverb added to them, with an occasional cleaner vocal passage coming in here and there. When you get into track 2, Ape, about a minute and 30 seconds in, this really creepy, deep, and ominous voiceover comes in over these really haunting sound effects. It just totally creeps you out when you hear it the first time. Some of the other things that I picked out on here, track number 3, Europa. That opening riff on that song seriously reminded me of the song Twist of Cain by Danzig, just a little bit. It's like the first time I heard it, I was like, that kind of sounds like Twist of Cain, It's just really cool because, I love Danzig. Track number 5, Neutron Star. Very interesting intro to this song, with this almost like tribal-esque drum beat that's kind of been synthesized in a way. And then when the guitars kick in, you get this feedback and these kind of cool, like, echoing sound effects on the riffs, like a do 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 do, like you would hear in a sci-fi movie. And then that noise actually kind of sporadically pops up throughout the song, which I thought was really cool. Track number 6, The Wind in Vela. This one is probably the most black metal riff oriented song on the entire album, and I just love the blast beats on this song and the reappearance of those, deep, creepy voiceover that makes another appearance in this song. Definitely has more effect on this particular track, I think, just because of the more black metal oriented riffing. Overall, a very solid debut from these indie thrashers. It's well written and executed. A great blend of the thrashy riffs and the more black metal style riffs. Excellent blast beats. I love the effects and the noise elements that definitely add to, I think, the overall atmosphere. Definitely a band to keep an eye on for sure. So yeah, go check out Blasted Heath with their debut album Vela. As I said, it is out now on Wise Blood Records. I will leave a link down below so you can check it out for yourself and pick up a copy, which I definitely recommend that you do. I give this a solid 9 out of 10. And yeah, that is going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing. And until next time, stay brutal.